is Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Mr. William Bill Orley Andrews, age 77, of Childersburg, died April the 17th. Graveside service will be Saturday at 11 a.m. from Risers Chapel Cemetery in Alpine. Visitation tonight at the Childersburg Chapel of Curtis and Son Funeral Home from 5 until 8 p.m. Online condolences at curtisandsonfh.com. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Childersburg Chapel directing. Funeral service for Willadine Lackey Bates, age 80, of Sylacauga, will be today at 2 o'clock from Calvary Baptist Church, with Reverend Paul Hickman officiating. Burial in the Green Hill Cemetery. Visitation at the church today from 1 until 2. Miss Bates died April 16th at Grandview Medical Center. In lieu of flowers, donations can be made to the Calvary Baptist Church. Online condolences at curtisandsonfunerals.com. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Childersburg Chapel directing. Funeral service for Juliet Ezekiel will be at Curtis and Son North on Saturday at 2 p.m. Visitation from 12:30 until service time, also Saturday at the North Chapel. The family requests memorials be made in Juliet's memory to the building fund at First Baptist Church of Sylacauga. Online condolences at curtisandsonfh.com. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel directing. Mrs. Ezekiel died Saturday, April the 13th. Funeral service for Lisa Denise Smith, age 48, of Childersburg, is today at 2 o'clock from Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Childersburg Chapel, with the Reverend Donnie Blackman officiating. Burial in the Germany Mountain Cemetery. Online condolences at curtisandsonfunerals.com. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Childersburg Chapel directing. And funeral service for Mrs. Reba Odell Puckett, age 93, of Childersburg, will be Saturday at First Baptist Church of Childersburg at 1 o'clock. Visitation from noon until service time at the church. Ms. Puckett died April 14th at her residence. In lieu of flowers, a family request donation be made to the Jan Puckett Memorial Scholarship Fund at Childersburg High School. Online condolences at curtisandsonfh.com. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel directing. Funeral service for Mrs. Willie Lou King, age 68, is today at St. John Baptist Church in Sylacauga at 11 a.m. The Reverend Roger Holzclaw officiating. Burial in the Pine Grove Baptist Church Cemetery in Sylacauga. Mrs. King attended B.B. Colmer High School and was the owner and operator of Lou's Boutique in downtown Sylacauga. Online condolences at communityfuneralhome.org. Community Funeral Home, Sylacauga directing. Funeral service for Mrs. Maddie C. Gates is 1 o'clock today at Corinth Baptist Church, with interment in the church cemetery. Services provided by Wright's Funeral Home, Alexander City. Funeral service for Mr. James Eric Luster, age 47, of Alexander City, is today at 2 o'clock from the chapel of Radley Funeral Home. Dr. Albert Pike officiating. Burial in the Hillview Memorial Park. The family receiving friends today noon until 1:30 at the funeral home. Mr. Luster died April 16th at Chapman Healthcare Center. Radley Funeral Home directing. Mr. Luster was a member of the West End Baptist Church of Alexander City. Memorial service for Mike Kite of Sylacauga is this evening at 6 p.m. from the chapel of Radley Smith Funeral Home. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Mr. Kite died Sunday, April the 14th. Radley Smith Funeral Home, Sylacauga directing. Funeral service for Mr. Richard Earl Cleveland, age 74, is Saturday at Union Baptist Church in Sylacauga at 1 p.m. The Reverend Frederick Kirkland will officiate. Burial in the Union Church Cemetery of Sylacauga. Visitation today, 1 until 8 at the funeral home. Family hour from 5 until 8. Mr. Cleveland died April the 12th. Community Funeral Home, Sylacauga, in charge of the arrangements. Funeral service for Doris Duke will be Saturday at 2 o'clock from Ursery Funeral Home Chapel in Talladega. Visitation from 1 until 2, also Saturday at the funeral home. Ursery Funeral Home, Talladega directing. Mrs. Marjorie Jones Whetstone, age 71, of Alexander City, died Tuesday at UAB in Birmingham. Funeral service Monday at 1 p.m. from Greater Bethel Baptist Church in Alexander City. Burial in the Armourers Memorial Garden. Visitation Sunday 2 until 7 at the funeral home. Armourers Memorial Funeral Home, Alexander City, in charge of the arrangements. Funeral service for Mrs. Virginia K. Jones, age 73, of Goodwater, is Saturday at 3 p.m. from St. John AME Church in Goodwater. Burial in the church cemetery. Visitation today 2 until 7 at the funeral home. Armourers Memorial Funeral Home, Alexander City, directing. And funeral service for Mr. Jabarius D. Anderson, age 36, of Rockford, will be Saturday at 11 a.m. from First Baptist Church in Rockford, with burial in the New Home Baptist Church Cemetery in Rockford. Armourers Memorial Funeral Home, Alexander City, in charge of the arrangements. These obituaries this morning brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. 256-245-4361 for pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation since 1975. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. One other obituary to mention this morning, Villa Wright died yesterday. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, will announce the arrangements.